Hi. Hello. This is Attorney Claudine Gasana. I'm here from Houston, Texas, immigration attorney. I wanted to come here today to speak about immigration after I listened or I watched the interview on Fox News where Brett Baer interviewed Kamala Harris, the Vice President Kamala Harris, about immigration, and the immigration issue was pressed. It was really took over more than half of the interview, and there were so many things spoken or challenged in that interview. So as an immigration attorney who is on the ground, who actually has practiced immigration law for the last over 13 years, I just wanted to actually bring facts, so like the journalist was questioning the remain in Mexico, Title 42, and catch and release. All those are the now keywords or sound bites that they are using now. So the Remain in Mexico was a program set up by the Trump administration, which was actually, it expired, and it was actually being challenged in courts. So it expired, and then the Supreme Court, decided it was a moot case, so it was not going to decide on it on the merits because it had expired. And of course, the Biden administration did not renew it because it was going to be challenged. It was really, it was infringing upon the due process rights that asylum seekers are afforded by the Immigration and Nationality Act and also by the UN Convention on Refugees, which the US is a signatory of. Okay, so now I really want to talk about the efforts that have been made by the Biden administration to process quickly or to streamline the process of these asylum cases. So one of I will talk about different aspects or whatever steps that they took. One of them is that the immigration or the Biden administration hired more judges. They hired more officers, right? So now, but today I'm going to talk more about the judges, right? So in 2020, between 2022 and 2024, the Biden administration hired more than 200, almost 250 new immigration judges. So that's a big deal. And in addition to that, they added more immigration courtrooms, right? So they added, so if you look at 2021, we had like a total, I think it was, oh my gosh, pardon me, I need to put my glasses on. Yeah, we're getting old, so be patient. All right, so in 2020, which that's when the Trump administration, over there, sorry, in 2020, that's when the Trump administration left office, right? So we had 474 courtrooms. In 2024, we have now 692. That's about 300 more courtrooms, meaning rooms where the hearing is being held. And there's also another system that was put in place where they allow judges to hear cases remotely. Internet-based hearing medium was added to in-person hearing. So which means a judge who is in like in Colorado or in I don't know, Mississippi can hear a case from someone who is in Texas. Like in Colorado, they may not have that many immigration cases or immigrants coming there. So the judges we typically have less people or less respondents to come to their courtrooms. But if a judge is hearing cases remotely, that means they can hear a case from Texas, from New York, from New Mexico, from Phoenix, Arizona, where they have more cases, and that will release the backlog from those states, border states, and then it will streamline the process. So that brings me to how many cases that will have been, compared 2020 to 2024, right? Okay, so in 2020, that's the day Trump left office. You had more than 369,000 cases initially received in immigration courts, right? And the immigration judges completed over 232,000 cases. In 2023, the initial receipts of cases were 1,208,000, a little bit over that, and they heard 528,000, like, over 528,000 cases, a little bit over that. So that's a difference. Like, if you compare cases heard in 2020 to 2023, so 232, compared to 528, that's again a 300,000 more cases heard per year, per fiscal year. So that's a big deal. And if you look at this year, we are now obviously in the third quarter, you will see that the immigration judges heard or received initial receipts was 1,500,000 cases, and they heard over 511,000 cases. And you will think, okay, so they hear those cases, and what are the outcomes? And by the way, I will list this, on this. We did the research. I will list the numbers and the source of what I'm referring to my, to this video. All right. So after those cases are heard by judges, obviously the judges, they make a decision, right? So among the cases received, right, like you've heard in 2023, more than 1 million cases received, and then heard. So 32% of those were dismissed. A dismissal, it means that the judge has decided to dismiss the case because the applicant or the respondent qualifies for another relief. Some of them have family members petitioning for them. Some of them have other like TPS, U visa. There are so many other VAWA. There's so many other means or avenues to obtain legal status other than through court. So 32% were dismissed, and you have 47% removed or deportations. And that's how you guys are used to call it. So 47% in the fiscal year of 2023 were removed. And only, by the way, I keep telling people, where all these people are coming here to seek asylum, only 14% are granted asylum by immigration judges, and those are the statistics. So that should show you that, so 40% deported. Of course, they have right to appeal. Most of them do appeal, but at least the judge has ordered them deported. And you have 32% dismissal. So this is tell you that I think the executive branch, which is in this case the Biden administration, is working within the legal frame, within the authorized process and procedures, and within the budget to streamline the process, the cases or the people who are coming in and seeking asylum. So which means really Congress has a work to do. They have a work to to issue a immigration reform, a comprehensive immigration reform. It means that the U.S. Government has a job to do in, maybe reaching out to those countries which send more people here, And among those, by the way, there are more from Central and South America, and see, okay, what can they work with if they're economic, seeking economic relief or economic betterment, then what can they do in cooperation with the U.S. to make their lives better in those countries instead of them coming to seek that from the United States. So Congress has a main role to play, and of course the executive branch with their diplomacy, they have also a huge role. But right now, as we speak, I think the Biden administration, which they say Kamala Harris is part of, they have really tried to do more than or what they can do, like the best they can do, of course, by protecting the rights of asylum seekers as well. All right, so let me leave you here, and I thank you for tuning in. Have a great weekend. All right, bye.